City Learners TV, learning made simple.
Welcome back to City Learners class. In this class today, I stopped by to look into some of the questions in the 2021 Basic Education Certificate Exam or Junior Secondary School Certificate Examination, Rivers State in particular. So these questions I have here, question 1 and 2, are from the mathematics questions for 2021 BECA or Junior School Certificate Exam, Rivers State in particular. I will be solving these questions with you, so I need you to be calm and be attentive as we solve the question one after the other. Okay, question number 1 says that if the area of a circle is 3,850 centimeters square, what is the diameter of that circle? Where our pi, of course this sign is a pi, where our pi is given as 22/7. Okay, and the second question says that if 3x plus y equals d, express x, this x, in terms of y and d. So these two questions, I will briefly attend to them in this video, and I believe it's going to help improve your mathematical skill. So let's go. We are going to bring out the parameters in question 1. What do I mean by parameters? Given values. Okay, first we are given the area of the circle to be 3,850 centimeters square, comma, from the question we were given pi with value 22/7, and I think that's all we have from the question. These are the parameters, given values from the question. Okay, so what are we looking for? We are looking for the diameter. We are looking for the diameter. We don't have diameter, and of course we don't also have the radius. We don't have the radius and we don't have the diameter of the circle. There is no way we can get diameter in this question without first looking for the radius. So what next? We are going to write down the formula for area of a circle. The formula for area of a circle is simply pi r squared. So area equals to pi r squared. This is the area of the circle. And looking at this formula, we have the area, we have the pi from the given values, and we don't have radius and we don't have diameter, even though diameter is not part of the formula. But when we locate our radius, we can proceed to looking for the diameter. Okay, the area is given as 3,850 centimeters square, okay, equals to, this is what I am doing. I am substituting the values, the parameters, the values we were given. I am substituting them in the formula. This is the formula for the area of a circle. The area that we are given, I have put it in the place of A being the area. This is my equal signs, and we're also given pi 22/7, and then we don't have value for r, so multiply by r squared. We don't have value for r. Okay, so what next are we supposed to do? We are going to simply rewrite this side of the equation, 3,850 centimeters square equals to, we're going to multiply these values together. Of course, 22 multiplied by r squared will give us 22r squared. That is the radius value for the circle over 7. So from here, we can carry out what we call cross multiplication. We can do cross multiplication from this step. And how do we achieve that? We are going to turn this left side of this equation to fraction by simply dividing it by 1. Then we can do our cross multiplication. How do we do the cross multiplication? We will multiply from the left side of the equation. We have numerator and denominator, and we have on the right side of the equation also the numerator and the denominator. We are going to multiply the numerator of this side of the equation, which is 3,850 centimeters squared, by the denominator of this other fraction here, so this way. And then we are going to multiply the denominator of this side of the equation by the numerator of this side of the equation, this way. Okay, this is what we call cross multiplication. So if we do the cross multiplication, what will be our next step? Okay, we are going to do this one multiply by 22r squared equals to 3,850 centimeters squared, or you may not add the unit, since what we are looking for is diameter, and diameter unit is not in centimeter square. So you can just write the value out, which is 3,850 multiplied by 7. Okay, as you can see, what we have done now is called cross multiplication. 1 multiplied by 22r squared will give us 22r squared equals to multiply 3,857 by 7. The answer will be 26,950. Okay, we have multiplied 3,850 by 7, and this is the result. Okay, what am I supposed to do next? We are going to simply divide the two sides of the equation by 22. Why? Because 22 is the coefficient of the radius. Because 22 is the coefficient of the radius. So in that case, we said in this side of the equation we have 22r squared divided by 22. Don't forget, we are dividing both sides of the equation by the coefficient of r squared, radius squared, which means 22. Okay, so we have divided on this side of the equation, and on the other side of the equation, being the right side, we have 26,950, all also divided by 22. So what do we have next? 22 takes away 22, remaining r squared, radius squared on this side of the equation, and then we are going to divide 26,950 by 22, and that gives us 1,225. Okay, we have 1,225. If I have this kind of equation, what am I expected to do? I will simply find the square root of both sides. I have r squared here and I have a value of 1,225 here. What I will simply do is to find the square root of both sides. Okay, how do I find the square root of both sides? I will write the value here down and then put a sign of root, square root on it. Okay, on this side also, I write the value down, 1,225. Then I put a sign of root on it. So in this case, the square root of r squared will be r, meaning that the square root takes away the square. The square root of r squared will be r. And on this side of the equation, what is the square root of 1,225? The square root of 1,225 is simply 35. Okay, in other words, if you multiply 35 by 35, having the square of 35, it will give you 1,225. Now we have successfully found the radius of the circle. The radius of the circle is simply 35 centimeter. 35 centimeter. Then, how do we find the diameter? Don't forget, what we are looking for is the diameter. How do we find the diameter of the circle? It's simple. Okay, diameter is simply radius multiplied by 2. Radius multiplied by 2. You simply say diameter being d equals to 35 centimeter multiplied by 2, because 2 radii gives us diameter. So if I multiply 35 centimeter by 2, what will be my answer? If I multiply 35 centimeter by 2, what will be my answer? In other words, 35 plus 35. That will simply give me 70. So my D diameter equals to 70 centimeter. And this is my final answer. I have successfully looked for the diameter of that circle, whose area is 3,850 centimeter, having the pi value of 22/7 and radius value of 35 centimeter.